computer world. I no longer need astrology. Thanks to modern technology. I wanna love you. I wanna love you, baby. I wanna love you. My computer. You know I've been around. From hot sexy mamas to cool prima donnas. I wanna share your treasure, oh so rare. Official face I see on my computer screen. Won't you keep me warm tonight? Such a sweet delight. I will cherish the memory of this night. Yes, I found my computer love. I wanna love you. I wanna love you, baby.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Boy, we could just keep going with the old jams. Ah, good morning. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday morning. I hope your week has been everything you want it to be, and I hope that you are feeling as amazing as I am feeling right now. Today's conversation surrounds what do I call this? Let's see. Because we got to be delicate when we talk about this. We've went. I don't know if we want to call it left or right with mental health. Like we went left or right, and now if you talk to somebody about this conversation, it's kind of wrong. But um, it is what it is, and I don't care. I don't give a shit. We're gonna talk about being mentally tough. All right, and I just want to have this conversation because in thinking about mental toughness, um what is it what defines mental toughness? And look, I'm gonna be about as transparent as I can be, and I know I'm gonna offend some people. We could sidebar and have a separate conversation. um Mental toughness equates to really dealing with whatever mental shit you have going on in life. And today, what we've kind of done is we've put it in the box that if someone's not able to deal with that, let's not say that they're not mentally tough. Let's say that they need some, they need some space to like deal with it. And I'm okay with that. You go into that box as someone who needs to deal with whatever mental things that you need to deal with. But if you are in the world and you're trying to strive for success and you want to reach some other higher level, all right, then you got to get out of your bag, you got to get out of your box, and you got to understand if you're mentally tough or not tough enough or not. Because in to sustain, to build, to grow, to do something that's never been done by maybe you or someone in your family, you got to perform outside the norm. And the ability to stay resilient, to perform at the high levels, not just when everything is calm. I'm talking about when it's chaotic, when there's adverse conditions, when you're under pressure, when the challenging situation seems everybody's sitting there like, no, we're going to die. You are dealing with the situation. You have a strong mindset. You're emotionally resilient. When everybody else is crying, you're trying to figure out, how do I get out? You're determined. You have the ability to remain focused and to face whatever the obstacle is. You tapping into your mental toughness. And the reality is, everybody doesn't have it. Everybody doesn't have it. Some of you, when you were a kid, when you cried, your family, they picked you up immediately. It's like, nah, this is my mom. I'm the youngest of six. She was like, let his ass cry. Let him cry. He's gonna be all right. I figured out now. After number six, I figured out if he cried for 10 minutes, he'll probably go to sleep. All right. You develop, it's like, oh, you know what? You go outside, you get bumps and bruises. Oh yeah, that's gonna give him thick skin. It's not like, oh my baby, he's cut. It's different. Being mentally tough enables an individual to push through the difficult, to get through the tough circumstances, but not just push through it, but to maintain, and here's the key, maintain a positive attitude and understand that you're embracing the perseverance, you're walking towards it, and you're thinking about various strategies, and you're setting goals of how you're going to go through it and how you're going to come out of it. And here's what it starts to lead to: mentally tough people in adverse times, when things get hard and shit ain't going right and you're not hitting goals and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, they start goal setting and they start doing positive self-talk. I'm better than this. I can do this. I'm a win here. I'm a winner. And they start to visualizing the things that they're seeing. They start to effectively managing the stress. Their heart's not beating out. They're not like, oh my God, my heart's about to pump out of my chest. They actually go the reverse way. They move slower. They start talking slower. They want to solve this. They want the resolve. They want to be able to get through it. And they understand. And listen, most of us on this call, we're not mentally tough, or not mentally tough enough. We don't have the proper mindset to deal with resilience, setbacks, failures, difficult situations. We can't just get knocked down and get up and dust ourselves off and keep going. Some of us, we need a hand up. They're like, help, can you help me get up? We're not tough enough to just get your ass up. You need a hand. But I believe in the difficult situations and the failures. When you learn what's called to recover quickly and adapt to whatever the new circumstance is, without losing your motivation or focus of what the intended goal was, you start to develop the calluses that you need in life to go on and become what you want to become. Then your determination and your perseverance, it starts to kick in, and the character that's built inside starts to build up, and you start to get a strong sense of determination, and you start to feel like, I have an ability to resolve issues. And if I just stay persistent in this space, now in pursuit of my goals, I'm gonna jump over the hurdle. And if I fall down, I'm gonna get back up and keep running. I'm not gonna stay down and be like, Mama. I'm not gonna do that. You notice when kids fall and they hurt themselves, they scream for mama. They never scream for dad. It's crazy. They never go, Dad. They always, only when it's financial do they go, Dad, when something happens, when they lose something. It's crazy. Anyways. But um what you need, the focus and the concentration to allow you to stay on path, that mental toughness is, I mean, it's everything. It is everything. And probably the hardest thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I consider myself mentally tough. And not just mentally tough, but mentally tough enough. And I'm saying tough enough because I don't know what's coming, but I know I'm tough enough to handle it, whatever it is. And I speak in that sense because I have the confidence based on what I've been through. And here's what I want you to know. All right. This morning you woke up and you either woke up to a problem, you woke up knowing about a problem, you woke up hearing a problem, you're about to encounter a problem, or somebody gonna tell you about their problem. And mentally, you got to deal with some ish. That's when you wake up. That's what, and you're deciding how you're going to deal with it. You're deciding. There's somebody you have to call that you know. There's a conversation that you want to have, that you don't want to have, that you need to have, and you have to decide: am I mentally tough enough today for this? See, it's kind of, we can't use mentally tough. It's not like clinically right to use mentally tough, but I'm gonna use it because we're speaking in the business sense. I'm not speaking in the clinical sense. And here's what I believe, in the sense that you can make that call and you could deal with all of what I just said if you have emotional control. See, everybody don't have emotional control, because if you don't have emotional control, then you're not mentally tough enough to deal with. You don't have the abilities to manage or control your emotions effectively. So if you get on that call with that person, they're going to take you somewhere you don't want to go. They're going to take you on the ride. They might emotionally make you cry, make you sad, because you don't have the emotional control, because mentally you're not tough enough. When you have emotional control and you get on a call with someone who has an agenda, and their agenda is to fuck with your peace, because misery loves company, all right? And they feel like they need to resolve something. If you have emotional control, you can sit down and have this conversation and stay calm and be composed and remain level headed and see it for what it is. See it for what it is, which is, they have an issue, you don't, but you're mentally tough enough to give them the space to share with you whatever it is. This same emotional control is one of the key factors in, let's say, when the stakes get high and it's for all the marbles and everything is going on. You know how sometimes you can see pressure in people's face, you can see their nerve, you can see that emotional control is, somehow, some way, you find a way to put a smile on your face and you embrace it. I'm gonna tell you guys, every time I get ready to speak at an event, I have the feelings, and I have to emotionally control myself in order for me to deliver my message every damn time. I don't care how many times I've spoke, I don't care how many times I speak, every time it happens. And I gotta tap into this calm down. You've been here before, you know what you're doing, you got this, every time.
Yeah.
Mentally, you got to be tough enough to compose yourself, or you have somebody there to help you. Okay, you're good, they rub your hand, they hold your hand, you got this. You need there's a hype man to get you going when you're not ready, and you need a non-hype man to get you to calm you down when you're too ready. And some of us, we need that. Developing mental toughness, developing it, because it's a developable skill. You can develop a mental toughness, but within the practice, you have to give not just normal effort, but intentional effort. You actually have to admit and succumb to the fact that you're not mentally tough enough and you need to work on it. I'm not where I want to be mentally. I don't like that. If someone says this to me, it moves me. In the essence of this business, if someone says something about, if you get triggered by MLM or pyramid scheme, or you know anything about WFG or virtue, if it triggers you, then you don't have emotional control. You have to develop the mindset that you're in control of your emotions. Mental toughness plays a significant role in achieving success. It allows you to overcome obstacles. It'll start to show up when you have it. It'll show up and help you overcome all types of obstacles, various aspects of life you're going to deal with, and you're going to notice that you got to find out what your range is to then use your mental toughness to help others. You got to find out what your range is, because just like a cell phone, you got, you get out, you get out, you get a little too far from, you get a little too far from service, and it's gonna hit SOS. You gotta save our you gotta save our ship. I gotta get back, I gotta get back, I gotta get back. And you can only do so much, but you got to know how far and how much you can give. Knowing this, knowing how mentally tough you are and how much toughness you have mentally, um, it'll help you perform at your best. It'll keep you in that state with the correct amount of motivation that'll allow you to navigate and tap into your resources to deal with all difficult situations, all of them. Doesn't matter what it is. When you develop this, you start operating in the positive mindset space. You start to realize, oh, these challenges and these setbacks, they were put here for me to learn something. I'm not just going through it, I'm learning something. And then the resilient aspect of it. Oh, so instead of looking for a hand up, when I hit the ground, I'm like a ball. Boom, I bounce back up. I bounce back up. And I bounce back up with the knowledge of that I failed, why I failed, how I failed. So I'm not failing that way again. You don't get discouraged. All obstacles are temporary. There's no permanent roadblock in your life. There's none. All of these things are stepping stones to your future success. All of this. Man, your mental toughness has a lot to do with your self-belief and your confidence. As you become more mentally tougher, you start to cultivate this self-belief and this confidence in your ability. um, you as an individual, you develop a stronger belief in yourself that that your potential success is closer than further. You start to believe that the self-assurance through the challenges, you understand how to maintain a positive attitude. There's so many people that look for things that's wrong just so they can sit in the not so positive space, so you can come in, everything okay, let me come on, let's talk, just so they can do that, just so they can. They walk around seeking support instead of trying to be support. And it's okay to seek support. I don't want you to think that it's okay to, it's not okay to, it's okay to seek support. But constantly, you can't be in that space. At some point in time, you have to be the support. You have to be the support. You have to learn how to self-correct, how to put yourself in the space, how to positive talk yourself. When you get up and when you get up in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm getting older. Damn, all this gray in my beard, what's going on? Oh, yeah, look at the wrinkle right here. Now you have to do some positive self-talk. You have to cultivate a positive internal dialogue with yourself. Consciously, you got to choose to empower your thoughts by boosting yourself up and giving you the little confident, like, I got it today. Today, oh no, today, oh damn, I look good. It helps you to reframe and challenge all the opportunities out there. And then growth shows up for you. Um, Opportunity shows up for you. You start operating in a hopeful outlook instead of doubtful outlook. These are the things that start to happen for you. And one of the killers, and you have to refrain. You have to refrain from limiting beliefs. If you want to get in a space to where your mental toughness, limited belief can hinder your mental toughness. If you can recognize and challenge those beliefs, if you can refrain from moving into the spaces to where you're not empowering yourself, to where you start having realistic perspectives. Like, for instance, the minute that something is presented to you, or the minute that you see something new, or the minute that you hear something that's been done and it sounds like, oh my God, that person accomplished something great, you literally say, I can't do this. I can't do that. Do you understand that if you just say, I can do it, whatever you set out to go do is more than you would have done if you said, I can't do this? Whatever you do, you might not get what a person is, but the halfway mark is better than where you would have gotten if you said, I can't do this. Instead of saying, I can't do this, a mentally tough person would refrain and they might say something like, I haven't mastered this yet, but with effort and practice, I can improve. Like, mentally, you have to, and I don't know, maybe it sounds crazy to you guys, but these are the games that we play with ourselves. We play these games with ourselves. Sometimes we know we've never been in this space, in this place, but yet we tell ourselves, I got this. I don't know how, but I got this. And I'm telling you, it's better on that side than on the other side by just automatically saying, I can't. One way to boost your confidence and motivation and resilience is through positive self-talk. Using positive and empowering thoughts. It really enhances our beliefs in ourselves. Mentally tough individuals, they have a way of approaching things. They approach challenges with solutions, not complaints, not reasons why they're not going to get there. People who are not mentally tough, they approach problems with doubt, negativity, and they get stuck in places. The problem literally paralyzes them. And they focus so much on the problem instead of asking themselves, what can I do to overcome this? Very basic. If you ever find an obstacle in front of you, you might cry, you might be upset, but when all that's over, literally ask yourself, what can I do to overcome this? And watch the switch that happens in your head and the space you go into. Like, immediately, your determined attitude kicks in. And you start to think about ways to face the challenge, to get over the hurdle. You have to refrain from those limiting beliefs. because you can improve. Now, I want to talk about this one thing before I open this up, because I feel like this is such a key. So when you become mentally tough and you feel like you have it and you're going through all of the stuff and it just don't seem like it's happening for you. And tell me if you've ever heard of this. I believe that there's patience, and I have lots of patience. And then for stuff that I'm going through, growing through, difficult times for me, I tap into what I called aggressive patience. You ever heard of aggressive patience? See, now I'm aggressively being patient with myself. It means being persistent and proactive in pursuit of the goal, while also maintaining a calm attitude. But inside, this shit's burling, it's boiling up, it's bubbling over. But I'm calm inside, but I want to get there. I want to do it. I want it to happen now, but I'm calm inside. But I'm calm inside. I want to win now, but I'm calm inside because I understand it takes time. It takes time. But I want it now, but I'm calm inside. And I'm gonna keep working at it. And I want to know, aggressive patience can be a powerful mindset for achieving success and overcoming obstacles in various aspects of your life. But when you face an obstacle or the setback, it involved taking a decisive action, pushing forward, even in the face of the challenges. While you're recognizing that certain things take time and require patience to achieve it, you're still saying, I want it now, but I'm calm. And you're going back and forth. And I'm aggressively being patient. I'm aggressively being patient because I'm letting you know, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it, but I'm still doing stuff to get there. But I'm waiting for it. Aggressive patience. It annoys the shit out of people who aren't patient and aren't aggressive. I feel like it's like a secret weapon when you have it. When you have it, because it it boils inside, it boils inside, it boils inside, but you learn how to keep the calm in the storm. Like you understand how to not. You know what? For those of you that's old enough, it's like Drew Barrymore in Firestarter. Remember, she'd get all riled up and she couldn't control her fire. But when she wasn't riled up, she could control her fire. She was more forceful. That's what it feels like. It's like you feel like that. It's just it's burning inside. It's burning inside because you want to win and you continue in the fight. And it ain't happening right now, but you understand it ain't happening right now. But I'm aggressively going after it still. But I'm being patient. But I'm being patient. Aggressive patience. Tap into it. All right, you mentally tough people. Let's see what you have to say today. How are we doing, everybody? This might not. We might not get a lot of people talking about today. People don't always want to say that they're not mentally tough enough, or we all think to a degree we're mentally tough enough. But regardless, it is what it is. We're all trying to get to a certain place, and the beauty to this ecosystem is we're helping each other get there and holding space for one another. No judgment. It is what it is. Sometimes you get knocked down and you realize that you're not mentally tougher than you thought you were. And I want you guys to think that, I've always been like this. No, I mean, I got knocked down a couple of times and I needed help up. I had to ask for a hand up. And then I remember what that punch felt like. So when I got hit again, I was like, oh, I felt this. I've been hurt. I've been hit like this before. I can get up from this. Sometimes you just need to know that you can get up, because you can. You can. You don't. There's some things in life that happen and you just don't feel like you can get up, but you can. You can. If you're laying down and you're not dying, you can get your ass up. If you don't get up, I'm expecting you to be dead. So, but it's okay. No one has to share today. That was probably, yeah, I get it. I
I want
understand.
to share real quick, Marshall. So I know a lot of you know about a lot of things that I've been through since I've joined this business. So I was sharing with somebody about when I was told I had some growth on my spine, a couple dots of growth. And I was just sharing with them. And then they asked me after the fact that I moved through it. They asked me, well, how did you get through that? And I said, well, I don't know. I just went through it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I knew I was going to be okay, and I just went through it. And I think that a lot of my peace comes from, of course, prayer, and then just believing that this too shall pass, right? This too shall pass, and it's going to develop me into a stronger being, and being able to be able to help those who have also went through those times that I have in my past. So I think that the more that we go through these tough things, even something that comes along that seems huge to somebody else, but we've already been through so many other things that huge thing is just, oh, we'll get through it. But okay, I think I'm done. She's done. She's going to close the laptop on me. So thank you, Levin, for sharing.
No, thanks, Rachel. Appreciate that. Thanks for sharing. Glenn?
Good morning. I think one of the things that hearing you speak, just one of the things that popped into my head is we are here to win. This is what we came here for. But then we have this conflict between winning and helping people. What are we doing? How do you combine the two of those into this awesome opportunity? Because for us to win is going to require competition. And that competition means an opposing energy. And to get to the finish line of wherever we're trying to get to, there's going to be opposing energy. Man, we have to learn how to embrace that, make that part of us, because this entrepreneurship thing, it's an emotional journey. It's not physical. It's emotional. And that is what we have to fight through, the emotions that turn inside us when we face this competition. And the balance of helping people and then what it is we're competing against to reach that goal is quite the revelation. And to figure that out is the key, I think. And that's it. Thanks.
Hey, Glenn, I got something for you. Oh, man. You know, in the spirit of, and I'm gonna say, I don't know beyond this business and playing sports if this is the case, but what I will say is this: as human beings, we complicate shit. Like we disconnect and pull it apart just to see what it looked like, and then now we don't, and sometimes we don't remember how it goes back together. All right, we do that. And like you just pulled apart the business and you looked at it. And I'm gonna try to put it back to part. I'm gonna put it back together for you, okay? In the sense of if you compete against yourself and you help people, you're winning. If you disconnect all of them, okay, how do we compete? How do we help people and how do we win? If you disconnect them, that becomes a task. But if you connect them, compete against yourself. If you did one appointment yesterday, do two today, do three tomorrow, have four be your goal for the next day. So if you compete against yourself, all right, and you help people, that's the win. and it doesn't. Here's what I if you can refrain, and this is the tough part, if you can refrain from attaching a result to a win, because that's what we do. Did I get a business partner? Did I close? Oh no, I didn't win. No, that's not true. That's not true. The win was you got better. You got better at doing the presentation. You learned something new about a person. You learned how to overcome a new obstacle. If that person told you no, you got a no today. That's going to help you get a yes tomorrow. So sometimes we deconstruct things to construct a problem. And we just need to put them back together. We just need to put them back together and make it real simple. Real simple. This thing is real simple. Helping people, competing against yourself, you win. Dottie?
So good. Well, I talking about that, I along with several groups, several people in the business did an assessment on growth mindset and fixed mindset. And I just realized, I thought I had a growth mindset, and then I realized that I'm more of a fixed mindset, and I was really, really disappointed, you know. And I said that, but the encouraging thing is that it's a skill that I can develop. And one thing that is very, very hard for me, I find out, is to get accept criticism. I get so defensive when somebody criticizes me, and I spend more energy, I find, to try to prove them wrong rather than learn from it. And so when I learned that it's a skill, I really intentionally, recently, somebody gave me, said, Dottie, this is something you tend to do. And, I found my the blood come up from the back of my head, but I said, what? My bad. I'll really try not to do that again. And I just said that, and then I came home and I told my husband, I just got criticized, and I did this, and my husband was like, what are you doing? You gone crazy, girl. And I was like, but I didn't get defensive. I'm growing, and, and so that was just so good. And Cosette was talking a while ago in Morning Motivators, and he was saying just how much freedom we have in this business, financially. And I just realized the one big freedom we have is to grow as a person. And I now have, just yesterday, I had this appointment, and I get so more relaxed in my appointments because it was a cold appointment. And I realized that she was a neurosurgeon, and after a time she was saying, Dottie, what do you want from me? And I said, I'm not really sure. Let's find this out. But I have two passions: the education and business. And she says, quite frankly, I'm glazing over right now. But she said, you have so much passion. And because her organization is about godparents. How would I know she was a neurosurgeon, neurosurgeon? But she said, you know what? I have a group, and I want you to focus on one thing, that because you just have such a big thing here. I want you to focus on what would be good for women, and I'm going to suggest that I'm going to make you a speaker in one of my groups and just feature you. And I'm going to do this, and I want you to be part of this group, this group, this group, this group, on women's group. And she just like taught me, and I was like, okay. That's what this meeting is for. Like, I was just so relaxed instead of before. If they didn't turn into a client or a recruit, I was like, oh, that was a failure. But this time I was like, oh, okay, so that's what the appointment was for, and so I thought, okay, it's all, you just relax, and it, like what you were saying, aggressive patience. That's what it is. That's what it is. So thank you.
Nah, good job, Dottie. Good job. It's awesome when you have the ability to see your own growth. Like a lot of us, we don't have the ability to see our growth. And sometimes somebody might compliment you and you just continue to complain. And it's like, no, no, no. Like that was a compliment. And you just don't see it. Jenna?
Hey, Marshall, thank you so much. I really love that term now, aggressive patience, and I'm gonna write that up on my whiteboard. Gosh, this mental toughness stuff, when you were talking about this, it reminded me of like, especially about the kid stuff. Like, it's like, yeah, I felt like, oh my gosh, so many people are so soft these days. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I broke a nail. Go grab a fucking nail file. Okay. Go fix it. You want to whine about that? You got super glue, whatever. Um, and I come into this business and like, I have so much that I'm bringing, but I think what I brought into this Shark Tank was my minnow self, literally, because transparently, I'm in a 12-step program. So humility is something that I look for, and I look for on a regular basis. It's part of getting out of my own way. But I'm learning how to use that in a way that doesn't discard my strength. And that some of the issues that I come up against are knowing how to ask for help in a way that the other person can hear it. Because I think a lot of the times I don't know how to ask for the right kind of help. And so I end up getting stuff that doesn't work, and it doesn't fit with that puzzle piece that needs to go in my brain in order to, like if you need rocket fuel, you're not going to go put unleaded in it, are you? So I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but this subject really excites me. And it's just, I recently had a release and a breakthrough, and someone shared with me that I forgot who I was. And so if any of you are feeling this part of your mental toughness, like, what am I not getting? How come I can't do this? Or you probably came in with a lot of the stuff that you need for it, but learning how to, at least for me, learning how to communicate so that I can get the kind of help that I need is really key, because I come from latchkey kid, figuring everything out, making my own electricity at 13 years old. It's like building skateboards and just building bicycles and just figuring stuff out. Right. So I don't need your help. Right. And so I think a lot of the times that really is what people read, but there's that softness that I don't know how to share with people. And it makes me a little abrasive. And that's why I've always mostly worked with men, because I mean, I'm not going to say some of the stuff that I've said to them before, but they are just not offended, right? I mean, and I don't want to paint myself as sexist, but it's like, it's because this is about me and my ability to be assertive, but also be soft when needed. And that's the mental toughness piece that I struggle with, is the stop being a minnow in the Shark Tank right? But also know how to ask for help softly when that's what you're faced with, when that's who the helper is, even though they may also present like a shark, but need to be spoken to like they're a minnow, if that makes any sense.
Understood.
Um,
Cosette? Oh,
thank you.
were you done? Oh, sorry about that. Were
I
you still
think
going?
I'm done.
Thank you, Jenna. Cosette?
Good morning. It made me think, I was walking in the office this morning thinking about listening to you talking and just thinking about that emotional mastery. And I thought about Rusty Hood. Rusty Hood, and I can't, his wife's name right now, but in all that they've gone through in their lives, and where they, in spite of all the challenges they've had, and I think about them like I haven't gone through what they've gone through. I haven't experienced what they've experienced. And yet I'm like, well, I'm still working to get there. I'm still working to achieve my goals. And I think for me, that comparison thing, right, is part of the issue. But as walking to the office this morning, just kind of rewinding and going, okay, this, that's not, it has nothing to do with Rusty Hood and what they've gone through in their lives, what I've gone through and experienced and grown through and gotten back up and fought through and bounced back from and all that. Is very different from any and everybody else's. Everybody's is unique. And instead of looking and going, how come, just go, oh yeah, you're just continuing to grow at your own pace. I'm just continuing to grow at my own pace, and can appreciate the fact that yeah, we are still standing, that I am still standing. And it's okay to be where I am today, period. It's still okay. But I couldn't have gotten here without the process. I couldn't be where I am right now without having to go through this machine that we're in that helps us to grow and recognize and look in the mirror, see who we are, what we're facing with, the challenges that we have, and go, okay, I get it now. So I'm so much better today. Again, just because of being in this environment and a part of mentorship that is truly for me. And it's really kind of eye-opening that I now hear certain things in this business and just go, okay, whatever, next. I don't mind making phone calls now to people that I was like, well, I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. So I'm at a place now that I'm like, that has been some serious freaking growth. Serious freaking growth. You know, I used to cry on all these calls. but cry when I'm talking all the time now. You know, that's strength. I mean, that's growth. That's growth. And man, I'm proud of that. I'm grateful for that too. And I absolutely appreciated your share, Dottie. You were just on fire and it was awesome. But that's what I wanted to share, is that as I was walking in, I'm like, well, doggone, Rusty and they've gone through what they've gone through, but good. So that's their thing. It's got nothing to do with me. So that's really all I wanted to share. So thanks.
No, thank you, Cosette. Appreciate you sharing that with us, and everybody on this call, especially the ones who have been here, for a while. We see your growth as well, and I appreciate you sharing. And just when you can share and control your emotions, that's just growth. That's all it is. It's not that the emotions aren't there. It's not that you're not feeling them. You are just in control of them. That's all it is. You're still you. It's just there's growth there. Chris?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Marshall, for your time. I just wanted to share a quick thing. Last week, I was all down. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I got 6 cancellations in a day. I'm like, oh man, what is going on here? Luckily I met with Kim, I met with the team, got all the support from everyone, and you know, just that emotion. I think what you were talking about, that emotional strength. Um, but I think the biggest thing really is just the confidence and the persistence, and you know, just sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna do this, you know, and then next thing you know, I got 3 more appointments. I'm back in the office the next day, calling people up, you know, things like that. So I really appreciate your message today.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for letting us know how it applies to you. You know, I want to be clear when I say this, because I want you guys to understand that there's mental health, and we get that. We understand. Mental toughness is something totally different. And I want to make sure you understand to separate the two. There's certain people that's mentally, they have health issues and they can't get out of a certain place. I'm not talking to that person. I'm talking to the person who is mentally healthy but stuck, mentally healthy but choose to not be tough and grow through things and go through things and embrace the hard. That's who I'm talking to. And in talking to you, I want you to know that we all got work to do. We got work to do. And don't feel alone in the space. If you're mentally healthy and you realize you're not mentally tough enough, um, that's not that's not a bad thing. That's my bad. That's not the worst thing in the world. You just understand that you have work to do. And that's where you sit. Marco.
Morning, Marshall. Good morning, team. Yeah, I'm thinking about mental toughness, and I'm just thinking, man, I have my days. You know, for the most part, I feel like I'm mentally tough, but there's days when I kind of lose the battle against myself. But one thing this business does, it does build resilience, right? And it builds tough skin. And I almost kind of see that like we're building a shield, right? And every time these bad situations come again, that thick skin, that shield gets a little thicker, and those hard times just kind of bounce off. They're not as big of a situation as they were before, because we kind of been through it already. So it's like, oh, this ain't no big deal. But sometimes the situations, or sometimes even people, and it's not allowing a situation or person to get in the way of our ultimate goal, right? And whatever that is. And it kind of takes me to that aggressive patience, because I feel like over time, definitely have gotten more aggressively patient. And I kind of knew that going into this new opportunity, because I was like, man, it's going to take some work. But, willing to go through all the stuff and be resilient and still keep going and smile through it all every single day. And I think the one component that makes it easier is just literally gratitude, because gratitude reminds us that it's all happening for a reason. And whether it's a situation or a person, we're learning from that experience to get us closer to where we need to be, and closer to even the people that we want to build with. So appreciate it, brother. Great
Yeah,
talk.
all good. All good. I want to close with this with you guys, and I really want you to think about this, because this is we're having this conversation about mental toughness and stuff like that. And some of you may be thinking, like, you may be hearing mental toughness and you're like, I ain't that, or maybe it's not that, or whatever it is. One of the things that is a skill set, and when you develop this skill set, you literally you start to control you start to control you. The TV don't control you, your kids, your spouse. You control you. When you understand thought patterns, all right? Thought patterns, they play the most significant role in determining mental toughness. The way we interpret challenging situations, the way we see obstacles, the way we interpret things that are in our way, things that we have to get done, things that we want to do, goals that we want to hit. The way we interpret them, it greatly impacts our ability to stay focused and maintain a positive thought about things, your thought pattern on things. I want you to pay attention to the things you want and the things you and the places you want to go and the places you want to be and the things you want to do. Here's what I know, and I know you know this. You know what you're supposed to do to get there. All right? You also know what you're not doing to get there. Only thing you have to do is ask yourself, when am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? Control your thought pattern. Control it. Because those thought patterns are based on how you interpret things. That goal can look like something you can never do. Well, you can never do it if you never do anything. You're damn right. That's 100%. That's going to happen. But when you start to do, you realize I'm gaining on it. Your thought patterns play a role in your mental toughness. If you have better thoughts about the things that you want and stop blaming every Tom, Dick, and Harry for why you're not there, why it hasn't happened, you know, Transamerica don't care. They don't care. Oh, you know what? Oh, they give my client. Transamerica don't care. They don't care. Nationwide don't care. They on your side, but not really on your side. I'm just telling you, that big whale, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. You care. Your thought patterns. If you want it, then do the shit to get it. And if you're not doing what you need to do to get it, then understand why you're not getting it. And stop blaming. And stop saying it's because it can't be done. And stop saying it's because it doesn't work. That ain't true. That ain't true. Your thought patterns are your thoughts. Control them. Don't let them control you. Oh, man. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate each and every one of you. Most importantly, thank you for showing up for yourselves. I hope this Thursday is the best Thursday of your life. Enjoy today. Live it up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody.
So
Have a good
much,
one, everybody.
everyone. Live it